I mean, and he's just letting his emotions talk. But yeah, no, I mean, another guy who's talking, who's a bit emotional too, Israel Adesanya. The guy just cannot accept his loss. Like I look, Kamar Usman, the guy who was dominating the whole fight until the last minute, accepted his loss. And Israel Adesanya, like when it was a close fight. Like that wasn't like Pereira's only moment. You know what I'm saying? And he can accept a loss. Like I think that's gonna hurt him, honestly. Like I feel like that really helped Usman really like I don't. I mean, it's yet to be seen, but I think it's gonna help Usman a lot going into the trilogy. But I think this will only hurt Adesanya, him not accepting it.
Yeah, I think so too. He has been saying things like he made a video on his YouTube channel, and I watched someone else commentate on it. And yeah, so basically he was watching the finishing sequence where Alex Pereira was TKOing him. And he gets clipped with the big left hook of Pereira, the left hook, which is his number one weapon. The one thing is he was trying to avoid the whole fight. And it's the one punch that like started the finish. Like it really rocked Adesanya. And when he gets hit with the left hook, he says, "And here's where my leg gave out." Like
Mhm.
it's just such bullshit, man. He's denying the fact that he was ever rocked. He's denying the fact that he was ever in danger. He's trying to act like he was just dominating the whole fight. Like I was just winning the whole thing. Like it was very close. Second round was Pereira's,
First
and the
round would have
first
been
round was very
Pereira's
close
until
too.
the
And the
last
fourth
second.
round, at the end of the fourth round, Pereira was putting on some damage. And the fifth round, like it's not like it was stopped in the last 15 seconds. Pereira beat the shit out of Adesanya for the first 2 minutes of the fifth and would have knocked him out cold. He was the fresher fighter. He destroyed Adesanya throughout the fight, destroyed his legs. And it's not like Adesanya is even saying he beat my legs up badly and he took away my movement. He's saying he hit me with a good perennial nerve kick, which is basically saying he got lucky. He hit my perennial nerve. The perennial nerve is what Sean O'Malley got hit with by Cheeto Vera, which is like a 1 in a million chance that shit even lands and really damages your perennial nerve to where your footing just gives out. And here's the thing, when guys are truly hitting the perennial nerve, their movement is completely fucked. Like they
Yeah.
have drop foot. Michael Chandler's had it. Henry Cejudo's had it. Sean O'Malley's had it. And it just completely ruins their footing to where it's so obvious to even the most casual fan that something really bad happened to the way that they're moving. That wasn't the case with Adesanya at all. He's bullshitting about that. He's coping with the fact that he lost. He can't take the loss like a champ. And I'm tired of seeing people say he's
So
fucking taking the win and he's winning. He's taking the loss like a champion. This is a true man right here who accepts when he loses. Like, first of all, no one's even giving credit to Pereira. Like, he just fucking won the belt off of the most dominant champion in the UFC. And people aren't even giving him credit. Like, people are just saying, they're just kissing Adesanya's ass because he, isn't crying in a corner. Like, he's not crying in the shower. I'm sorry, but he's delusional. He's saying that the only real reason he lost is because he got hit in the perennial nerve. And that's complete bullshit. Okay. His movement was taken away, but he should be saying Pereira fucked up my legs and I wasn't able to move as well. And eventually he was able to start landing that left hook more easily. He was able to pressure me up against the fence more easily. And I wasn't able to do anything about it. I wasn't able to do anything about it. And he finished me. Like, straight up, just come out here and say that you got finished because he was better than you and he did better in the fight.
he
Like,
is
it doesn't
better.
matter if you bank a round or two. Pereira was setting it up the whole time and it worked. He ended up finishing you, and it wasn't a last second thing. It wasn't a lucky, it wasn't a one lucky shot. He landed a good 20 solid, significant strikes that ended it all at once, and you weren't able to defend not a single one. So he lost, and he isn't taking it well. He's making excuses. He's chalking it up to a lucky perennial nerve kick. Like, oh, he just happened to hit my perennial nerve. Maybe next time I'll hit his perennial nerve. Like, it's just bullshit. He should be saying, this is how you take a
Job
loss.
there.
This is how you take a loss. I was doing well, but the guy just fucking outdid me, man. He beat me and he knocked me out fair and square. And next time I'm gonna want to do a lot better. But fuck, he beat me. Like, he did better than me. He performed better. He carried out his game plan better. He was better on the night. Just say that straight up.
Mhm.
He's not
Yeah.
doing that.
I mean,
He's making,
I just
yeah,
think he doesn't realize like it's hurting him not to not accept it. You know
it
what I mean?
is because if you accept the loss, then you can
Not gonna happen.
learn from it.
Yeah,
But
and
if
you
he's going into this mindset where he sees himself getting knocked out and he's like, it's just because of my leg. Yeah, if he doesn't hit my perennial nerve, it's just because of my leg. If he's being, first of all, there's two things. He's either lying and trying to lie to make himself seem okay, where he really knows that okay, it wasn't the leg. He knocked my ass out, and that I have to change something about it. Or he's literally delusional, which in that case, it's really bad because he will not be able to learn from that loss and he'll chalk it up to the leg, and the same thing will happen. Where if he accepts it, if he knows the truth, then he's just a liar. And in that case, he's not taking the loss well at all. So both options are bad. It's either he's insanely delusional and he's actually losing his mind and his ego is being destroyed and he can't take it, or he's lying to everyone by trying to say that he wasn't rocked. Because I'm sorry, but when you watch the finishing sequence back and you watch the whole fight, like he got rocked there and it wasn't a perennial nerve kick.
know,
I'm not claiming that his legs weren't, failing him a little bit, but it wasn't the perennial nerve kick. He got knocked out and he got rocked.
also another factor that like people aren't realizing, like if it was his perennial nerve, like why was he able to walk to the press conference? Why
Yeah,
was he
man. I
able to,
mean,
like
it's the
stand
perennial
up?
nerve. Like he was able to he looked pretty fine walking around the octagon to me.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Like after when he went over to Pereira, he was able to walk. Like you look back when Sean O'Malley did it, you look back when Michael Chandler did it, those guys couldn't put any weight on their foot. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Or then they'd fall or they'd fall, you know what I mean? So I think it's a bunch of crap. I think he's just trying to cope, and I think it's gonna ultimately hurt him. I honestly just think he's delusional. That's
I
what I
think
think.
he's gonna get knocked out even sooner. I think,
Oh, I think it's
last
gonna
time I
be
said second or
worse.
third round, I think it's 100% gonna
I think
happen
it's gonna be
earlier.
second round. I think it's gonna be second round knock if they do fight,
He
which
can't beat Pereira. Pereira's
yeah,
better than him.
prayer is better. And also I think that people look, I mean, another guy I want to talk about, like about his like shitty commentary and him also being delusional about the fight. But Joe Rogan actually made a good point for once, like as of late in terms of fighting. He said that he was okay with the stoppage because he was like, if the fight went any longer, Pereira could have came up with one of those knees that he threw. I forgot who he in his UFC debut.
Nicolaitis
He could have. What if he did a like one of those knees
could have
to
broken
his?
his skull.
He could have broken his skull. He could have knocked him out brutally. Israel Adesanya could have never been the same again. And nobody wants to see that, like look, we're not Izzy fans, but like we don't want to see Izzy become Dominic Reyes. You know what I'm saying? So the ref I think he stopped it at a perfect time. But in terms of Joe Rogan, like the guy, like, and did you see his like recent podcast or whatever talking about the fight? Actually, his last two, he did one
He
right
doesn't give
after.
Pereira credit, man. I don't
Yeah, he's not
understand.
giving Pereira any credit whatsoever. I was like, oh my God, this Israel Adesanya handled the loss so well. All that talking about all that, he's handling the adversity so well. Not giving a single any credit to Pereira, and I think that's real disrespectful. And then when he was talking to Sean O'Malley about it, he was like, what if, like, he was like giving all these like aspects of like what Pereira is gonna have to deal with in the rematch. He's like, oh, so Pereira is not gonna be able to go as much with the calf kicks. You know what I'm saying? So what is he gonna do instead to avoid that? Like, what is he gonna do instead to damage him? Like, he's not.
Pereira's just better than him, bro. He's a
Yeah,
better striker. Like
he's not
he
looking
can
at
do
the
what he
factors.
wants. He beats Adesanya everywhere the fight goes.
He beats Adesanya 10 out of 10 times. I don't care what anybody
10 out
says.
of 10
10 out of
times.
10
Beat him already
times.
3 out of 3.
Yeah.
Like, if you lose 3 times to someone, then what are the odds? Like, how, if you win against someone 3 times, like, that's pretty rare. Like, beating someone 3 times in a row is pretty rare. And
In
that
two
just
different
proves that he's
sports.
fucking better than Adesanya.
In
Like,
two
what are
different
the odds of him
sports.
actually doing that? And he actually does it.
Yeah, and I also think that like Joe Rogan's not looking at the factors like what if Pereira's gonna get better at grappling, like
Yeah.
he's newer to the sport. Like
Adesanya couldn't do anything to submit him. He didn't even take him down. Pereira shot a takedown. Adesanya reversed it. Like, Adesanya never landed a successful takedown.
also you gotta realize, like people have to realize, like Pereira had the strike numbers and everything. He had total strikes, significant strikes, head, body, legs. So he was outstriking him the whole fight. It was just those grappling exchanges that made Adesanya win like be up in the rounds. You know what I'm saying? And also we look back at the first round, it's that one strike towards the end of the round. Before that, I thought Pereira was winning that round for sure. So I think that like I mean, look, they if they rematch, like it's a second round, easy second round KO by Pereira. You know what I'm saying? Like easy, except especially if Izzy's not accepting the loss. Like Izzy was accepting the loss, I'd be like, okay, like maybe he would have a better chance at winning the rematch or the fourth fight, whatever. But because he's not accepting the loss, I think like, the same thing's gonna happen, but worse. And I think he's gonna get knocked out brutally this time,
Yeah.
second round. But I don't even think the UFC are gonna make the fight. Honest, truly, I think Whitaker is gonna have a really impressive performance against Costa, and I think they're gonna completely forget about Adesanya. I think they'll be like, okay, like let's have Whitaker fight Pereira. Adesanya could fight like anybody like who like Strickland, Cannonier the winner, or either Cannonier and Strickland will have a really impressive performance. So
I
the
don't think they're going to do Adesanya versus Cannonier in a million years,
or
unless
I
it's
mean
for a title shot.
Or Strickland wins.
If he does win, I think he loses though.
Yeah, I also think he loses. But what if Strickland does put on a
Then they might do that.
then I could see them doing that. You know what I'm saying? I think I'd see them, and if he calls out Adesanya on the post fight, I think
Strickland has no chance. He's going to get
yeah,
knocked out.
I don't think Strickland has a chance. But if he
I think
does,
Strickland is really overrated, man. I
yeah,
think he's going to
so do
get
I.
brutally finished.
He only does well against wrestlers, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like all he does. I mean, if you take a guy who's got any sort of power, any sort of threat on the feet, I think he gets destroyed. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think he's gonna lose. I think it's a terrible match for him. But you know what? You know, Chimaev is kind of dumb for this. Like, I don't know why Chimaev is not calling for Izzy. That's what he should be doing. He should be calling for Pereira. He should be calling for Adesanya. Be like, Adesanya, let's fight in Brazil. Adesanya, let's fight at UFC 270. I mean, not 282. I mean, and maybe not Brazil, but like he should be calling out Adesanya. Like, I don't get why he's not calling out Adesanya, you know?
Yeah.
Like
I think it
Pereira,
would make more sense. Yeah.
not realistic, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's not like I mean, you have to fight for a number one contender spot if you're moving up a division without winning a belt. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So like he doesn't automatically have this number one contender spot. That's what I don't think he realizes unless he wins the bout at 70. So like I just don't get why he's not calling for Adesanya. I think that's an easier matchup than Pereira. Anyways, and I think I mean you beat
Nah, I
off.
don't think so, man. I think that's a tougher matchup.
You think it's a tougher matchup, but
I
Pereira's got
mean,
the power though. Pereira's
Adesanya's got much better takedown defense, and I know,
not gonna matter though. Like either one,
but Pereira. I'm gonna be real, dude. Pereira's
bad. I mean,
grappling is dog shit.
but like you got to realize like Adesanya gets taken down by like Robert Whitaker and Marvin Vittori like that. They
Whitaker is a phenomenal wrestler. Vittori
yeah,
is
but
not a great wrestler, but Whitaker
his
almost made it to
takedown
the Olympics.
like, but he what has he shown in terms of like taking
No,
people
here's
down on his side?
Whitaker can't hold people down, but he can take them down. I think Whitaker
Who else did he
taking
take down?
Whitaker takes down anyone he really
Take down
wants to, except
Vittori.
for maybe a Chimaev.
No, but he didn't take down Vittori. He didn't take down.
Whitaker took down Vittori.
I don't think he
He
did.
took him down in the third round.
Did he?
Yeah,
Wait, did he also? Who else?
He took him down. He was rocking him, and in the last minute, he double legged him.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but like he didn't take down Cannonier. He didn't take down
He could. I guarantee you, he
down
could.
Till.
But
He didn't take down Till.
he took down Till.
Did he?
Yes.
Okay. Well,
Whitaker was dude. Whitaker is a fucking is one of the
I
best
just
wrestlers in the sport,
all right.
bro.
Well, all right. So,
I just
but
hold on. I just want to say this. Adesanya getting taken down by Whitaker doesn't mean his takedown defense is not good. Like
all right. Well,
no
then,
one really. I mean, people really. I mean, for sure, people have taken him down, but they really struggle. Like people have tried so many
but like,
times. He's hard to even get a hold of. It's hard to get a hold of him.
but who has tried though? You know, what I'm saying like these guys aren't great grapplers themselves. So, you know, what I'm saying like,
Brunson's tried. Brunson's pretty good.
but Brunson, I
Vittori's
think was
okay.
Vittori did take him down. I think the Brunson fight.
Whitaker took him down. I mean, Yoel Romero, I
Yoel
think
Romero was
tried, but
not trying to really like he
he
was.
tried, and that's the thing. Like, but here's the thing. I think that I think Pereira. Listen, as much as I like Pereira, and I think he's dangerous on the feet, I am gonna agree that like that maybe he could beat Whitaker, but I think if Whitaker wants to take him down, he could do it. And I also think if Chimaev wants to take him down, he could do it. I would pick both of those guys to beat Pereira right now.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
would, but I would pick if I had to go with Hamzat's chance against Izzy, I would say he has a
80%.
80% chance to beat him. With Pereira, I'd say he has an 85% chance to beat him.
I think we're kind of underrating Chimaev. I think he's. I mean, honestly, I think he's got
Well,
90.
then if Chimaev's 90% for Adesanya, he's 95 for Pereira because
Okay,
it doesn't